Just two adjacent girls living in a lovely world. They took a podcast train going anywhere, but kind of specifically through Austin, Texas. Yeah, hook 'em horns.
All right, friends, it's time to pay the bills.
Pay them bills.
We
have big plans.
We
got big plans. We need to talk about Charleston.
Yes. Well, first, we need to beat Joe Rogan. And secondly, we want you to help us get to Charleston. And what are we going to do in Charleston?
Fan Fest.
Fan Fest. And when is it?
It's in October.
Yes. So we need your help. That is our goals.
Yes.
As Heather McDonald would say, get me behind the gates. We want to be your favorite podcast. And one way that you can do that is by supporting these incredible businesses. We are so grateful for these businesses. They are some of our amazing sponsors who we support on the Adjacent podcast this month of June. These are businesses and people we genuinely love, support, and believe in, and we think you will too. First up, the Girly Birds.
Love them. Look at these eyebrows.
And you got your ears pierced there. We are so excited to welcome back the Girly Birds to the Adjacent family this month because this is next level self-care.
It is.
The Girly Birds specialize in timeless,
looking beautiful,
low maintenance beauty that helps you wake up feeling confident and put together every single day. Their services include permanent makeup like nano brows, powder brows, eyeliner, and lip blushing, along with fine line tattoos, permanent jewelry, brow shaping, and professional ear piercing. What we love most is that the Girly Birds focus on enhancing your natural beauty, not changing who you are. Their space is welcoming, fun, elevated, and the kind of place that immediately makes you feel comfortable and taken care of. Tell them Adjacent sent you for $50 off services.
Guys, so great.
And where are they located?
They're on the way down to Pound Town.
Dripping Springs. You got to go. Next up is one of our favorites, Cornucopia Popcorn.
Love, love.
Y'all already know we take our snacks very seriously over here at Adjacent, and Cornucopia Popcorn has officially become one of our favorites. Whether we are recording episodes, road tripping across Texas, binge watching Bravo, or staying up way too late editing content, there is a very good chance we have a bag of Cornucopia nearby. Their popcorn is fresh, flavorful, ridiculously addictive, and comes in so many incredible varieties that choosing a favorite honestly feels impossible. Sweet, savory, spicy, classic. You can truly find something for everyone. It is the perfect summer snack, great gift idea, road trip companion, or a little treat just for yourself. Use Adjacent for 10% off your order and tell your friends and tell everyone that Adjacent Podcast sent you. This June, we also are thrilled to partner with Attract Aesthetics, one of our favorite Austin glow-up destinations. Andrea and Taylor have created such an incredible space where beauty, confidence, self-care, and community all come together in one amazing place. From injectables and facials to microneedling, PRF treatments, chemical peels, and customized skincare services, they truly focus on helping clients look refreshed, confident, and naturally beautiful. And honestly, Shelly, they are just generally good humans, which matters the most to us, of course. If you have been thinking about refreshing your skincare routine or finally booking the appointment you have been talking about for months, this is your sign. Go follow Attract Aesthetics, support local, and tell them Adjacent Podcast sent you. And finally, our very own Adrian Grabe with JB Goodwin, A-Team Realtors.
Love.
We do. He's my brother, your hubby. If buying, selling, investing, and relocating is on your mind this summer, Adrian should absolutely be the first call. Adrian brings knowledge, hustle, heart, and true Austin community connection to every client relationship. Real estate can feel overwhelming, but Adrian generally takes care of people and helps guide them through every step of the process.
Yes.
Whether it is your first home, your forever home, or your next investment property, Adrian Grabe and the JB Goodwin A-Team are ready to help. Want to become part of the Adjacent family? Contact Shelly and about becoming an adjacent sponsor. We love partnering with local businesses, creators, and organizations and sharing their stories with our amazing community. And don't forget to join us on Patreon. We have something for everyone with 5 different membership levels. Free, $5, $10, $25, and $100 per month. At the $100 level, you become an official producer of the podcast. So we need you all to get on Patreon today. Don't hesitate, and like and follow us on all of your podcasting areas. With that being said, let's get adjacent.
Woo!
Adjacent. Very near, next to, or touching. Our tailgate is adjacent to the left field fence. ADJACENT. Adjacent.
All right. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome to Adjacent. We are in studio today with, and I bet you're going to recognize this voice.
Yes.
If you have watched the weather, if you've been to softball, if you've
Westlake.
Yes. Oh, yes. Westlake.
Yeah.
I want to hear about your full career. But first, who do we have in studio?
We have
today?
Rich Segal.
Segal.
Yes.
Segal.
Okay.
Segal.
Thank you for saying that
Thank
correctly.
you.
So
Jim
Rich
Spencer
Segal.
calls me Segal.
Okay.
He's been calling
like
me
super-
Segal for as long as I've known him. But he does know, actually, he has occasionally gotten my last name correctly, but he just does it to be funny.
So funny.
But it gives you a little superhero like.
Yes. So people keep
Segal.
asking, are you related to Stephen? And I said, no, wish. But this has been several years, so it's Segal.
Oh, well, we're
Segal.
so glad you came all this
Thank
way.
you.
Where do you live in Austin?
I essentially live a little bit a little bit east of Pleasant Valley Road
Okay.
and Riverside Drive, essentially near Craig Field. My used to be home away from home.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a little more active in the gay softball league.
I love
Okay.
it. I love that. Okay, so where are you from originally?
I was born in Atlantic City, lived in a little city just south of Atlantic City called Margate. Lived there for 11 years and 363 days because 2 days before my 12th birthday, I moved to the Philadelphia area. And then after I graduated high school, a brief but loving relationship with West Palm Beach. And it was brief because I went away to college. I went to the University of Missouri. So I am not a UT alum. I went to the University of Missouri because I wanted to get a degree in journalism. My original intent in life was that because I knew I would never be an athlete, my best friends in grammar school were Fig Newtons and Oreo cookies, so that gave me a little bit of a non-athletic build. I wanted to have something to do in sports journalism and be the person who told you what the score was and who hit a home run and things like that. And my uncle kind of guided me to go to Missouri. I used to turn down the volume of a basketball game and pretend that I was the announcer.
I love that.
And that's how I started to develop my voice.
Nice.
So I did that, and I went to Mizzou from 1971 to 1975 to get my degree in broadcast journalism.
Oh, my gosh.
So I got to tell you, there was a time when Texas and Missouri were in the same conference,
Yes.
and Missouri came to play one night, and I was the PA announcer for men's basketball.
Uh-oh.
And someone said to me, I could almost swear that you were holding back on Texas and openly rooting for Missouri. And I said, well, who pays me? Well, Texas pays me. So no, I was not rooting for Missouri. So that's how I got to do the PA work. Now, while I was in college, I roomed in the fraternity with a guy who was majoring in essentially doing weather, atmospheric sciences. And he went to work for the university television station. And in 1976, he left our station. We were both working at KOMU TV. He left to go to a station in Wichita Falls, the hamlet between Fort Worth and Amarillo. And they needed somebody to take his place. Well, I knew a little bit about what he did. So I said, this was the summer of 76. It can't be that difficult. And so I said, I'll do it. How long do you need me to do it for? Well, we need you for about 3 weeks. We'll get somebody else from atmospheric sciences to come over. And I said, okay. And 2.5 years later,
Wow.
I was still doing it.
Good.
And so eventually I got a job in Texas. I moved to Texas in 1978.
Oh, wow.
And I moved to Wichita Falls.
Oh, my land.
Worked for KAUZ, a CBS affiliate, until December 31st, 1989, and then moved over to Denison, which was a little hamlet, a little city. You know where Denison is? It's a little city, and I do mean little. Northeast or northeast of Dallas. There's a little small market that covers most of southeast Oklahoma and a little 4-county area of Texas. I replaced Jim Spencer.
Oh, right.
Who in 1989, 1990 moved to Austin. So I was there for 2.5 to 3 years. I can't remember. I left there in 93. I had also been named news director. So I was continuing my weather career there, and they made me the news director, which was the most harrowing experience I've ever had. I absolutely hated it because some of the people that I worked with were so openly miserable about the fact that they weren't making money, and there was nothing that I could do about that. I said, I don't want to be the news director because I don't budget. I don't know how to do a budget. I can only do mine. And I
don't want to deal with these prima donnas.
I don't want to do that. By that time, I had discovered Austin. In 1988, I came down for the UIL basketball tournament to help our sports guy.
Okay.
And I had never been to Austin until April of 88.
I was probably there.
March of 88.
For UIL basketball.
You're not that old.
I am.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So.
I'm Benita's age.
Oh, well, now I know. And so I came down to help, and I already knew somebody who was here. So he showed me a little bit around the city. It's like, gosh, I've got to move here. Well, at that time, of course, gas was cheap.
Yes.
So I would come down. It first started like every month. Then it got to every other week. There was an airline called Braniff, and that preceded Southwest.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And you could get a cheap flight from Fort Worth or from Dallas to Austin for $29. Maybe I think it was $29. So sometimes I would drive to Dallas, and then I would fly here. And then it became every week. Every week I would make that 4.5-hour drive.
So long.
There. Yes.
It's painful.
On the way down, you're excited about it. On the way back, it's
like,
just
dread.
so I don't like this drive. And it got later and later when I'd leave.
Yeah.
So I needed to move here.
Yeah.
And eventually I'll stop talking so you can ask me another question.
No, I love this.
In 1993, I had a friend who owned an air ambulance company, and he offered me the opportunity to come be his general manager, office manager, both combination. Well, what he really needed was a glorified secretary. And so I came down, and the goal, not the goal. The agreement is that I would be part of his team until I found a TV job. And in 1994, I went to work for the first time at KXAN. I was there for about 8 or 9 months, and then a little bit of a tragedy happened. And if you want me to go into that, I can. But I was there from, I think it was mid-94 until early 95.
Okay.
Yeah. You want me to tell you why I left?
It's
fine. It's such a long time ago, and I'm an open book. I was living with the sports director, a guy by the name of Michael Coleman. And long story short is that one Friday night, he tried to solicit for a lady of the night. In the doing so in the Chronicle. There was that wonderful rag. And it turned out that she was undercover Vice.
Oh, no.
I'm upstairs sleeping, and I hear this commotion downstairs. So I go and I open my door, and there's a guy with a gun pointed at my head.
Oh, my.
Flashlight in my eyes. It's like, oh, this is great. What has he done now? And of course,
it's a little extreme.
Yeah.
Not to be rude.
They did a search of his home, and they found things that were illegal. And so we were both arrested. and we both eventually would lose our job. I had to spend a harrowing night in jail with a flashing strobe light. So this was 95.
Oh, my land.
So that's why I lost my
That's
job at KXN. The first time. Well, of course it is, but he's African American, and the feeling is that if you fire him, then you have to fire me. Otherwise, it looks fishy, even though I was innocent. So, anyway.
Well, and they went crazy. I mean, no offense. I mean, it's the oldest profession.
Yes.
Let's not take this too far.
No,
I mean,
and the
come
worst part
on.
about it was he had this beautiful girl that he was dating, but he wouldn't put a finger on it.
Right,
I mean,
a ring on
I'm
the
sorry.
finger. I got
he
it.
wouldn't put a ring on her finger, and as a result, there was
no milk.
no
No
milk. So that's what happened
too
with
bad.
me in 1995.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Well,
and I'm
thanks.
sorry that happened to him. And I'm sorry that
Well, I'm not sorry that it happened to him. He deserved it. And number two, he was released from jail before I was. He had an attorney, and his attorney said not to say anything. Don't exonerate him. Just keep your mouth shut. So that I had to stay in a little bit longer. But then Jim came down. He got me out, and then things progressed upwardly from there.
Okay.
I spent a few years out of TV and would rejoin TV in about 2000.
Okay. Wow. That's a long time to be out.
Well, I did some work for the Gallup organization. I did surveys, and I then went to work for Gold's Gym. At the time, they were World Gym. I was a salesman. I made decent money doing that.
Which World's Gym?
Well,
Ivan Putski's?
I'm sorry?
Ivan Putski's?
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
No, World then became Gold. I was working at the World over at Lincoln Village.
Okay.
And then I went to work for Sprint. I was a telephone operator for the deaf and hard of hearing.
Oh, wow.
I facilitated communication for the hearing impaired and the speech impaired.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so that's what I did until I got back into television.
And when you got back into television, what did you focus on? Weather, sports, a combo?
Weather.
Okay.
I have a friend. His name is Scott Prince, and he used to be the chief meteorologist at what at the time was Time Warner Cable News. They've gone through 4 different name changes over the many years. And we were out at the bar one night, and he was exhaling a little too much for me. I said, "What's the matter with you?" And he told me, he goes, they had 4 meteorologists on staff, and when someone would go on vacation, then someone else would have to take their place, and they just had this chase the tail, and no one ever really got their appreciable time off without having to work for somebody else. So I said, why don't you have your news director think about hiring someone whose only job it would be to you don't have to pay the benefits, is come in, do vacation relief. And so that's how I wound up there.
Great.
I was part-time from 2000 until 2023, and then I went full-time in March of 2023.
Oh, wow.
Doing the weekend weather, and then 3 days a week.
Okay.
Fun.
Lovely. Okay. So you said at first you started with sports as your focus.
Yes.
What started your love for sports?
I became a Philadelphia sports fan in about 1963, 64, in that area. And I loved playing. There was a field across the street, and we would play there. And it just seemed to be a great outlet for me, and I enjoyed it. I wasn't very good, but I enjoyed competing anyway. I played in the Little League, and I played in the Little League of, I can't remember what they called it back then, in basketball, but I was plump. And so that's why I wasn't going to do anything beyond what I had intended to do. It was my uncle who taught at UCLA who suggested that I think about going into sports journalism. And I thought, well, why not? I can talk. I used to read out of the paper. I would pretend that I was that announcer doing the thing that I enjoyed. Now, I wouldn't give you a red cent for it now, because now it seems like it's more about, well, who's doing something that they shouldn't be doing? And, there's a focus that has a tendency to get away from the actual games.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was while I was working at the 24-hour that I got into my relationship with UT.
Okay. Tell us about that.
I have a friend, her name is Kirsten, and she's married to a guy named Nick who was sports information director over at UT. And he called me one day and he said, I hear that you have been an announcer for a Continental Basketball Association team in Wichita Falls. And I said, yes. And he goes, well, we're looking for someone to do public address announcing for the women's basketball team, Jody Conrad.
Wow.
Okay.
He goes, are you interested? And I said, well, I sure would be like, but I need to find out if my news director will allow it. And so I went to him and I said, I have this opportunity, but I need to know if you are okay with it. Well, his eyes just lit up because he is a UT alum and a UT sports fan. And he said, go for it.
Yes.
Awesome.
So one night in late October, I did my audition. I meet this guy and he takes me into a room where I'm seeing basketball royalty, Jody Conrad.
Yes.
She looks at me and she said, I understand you might be helping us. And I said, well, I hope so, but that's entirely, I think, up to you, right?
Yeah.
And she goes, well, a few people. So they were playing a game. It was an exhibition game against a team from Houston. Ex-professionals, college graduates who didn't make it to the next level. It was like a traveling junket team. Now, I knew enough that having done CBA basketball in the 1980s, that you need to prepare. And the way I prepare is I go to you and I say, hey, listen, are you the person who can help me with name pronunciations? But there's nobody there. The team hasn't shown up yet. It's about 10 minutes before the game is supposed to start. They finally show up. Someone hands me the script. Do the best you can. Well, basketball is my favorite sport.
Oh, good. Okay.
Basketball. So I mean, I know the game inside and out.
Mm-hmm.
So we did the game. I left. The next morning at about 6:30, 7 o'clock, it's Nick on the phone. He goes, she loves what you did, and she would like for you to do the season.
Wow.
It's like, whoa!
So
I
exciting.
loved it. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it. We weren't very good. At that time, not like we are today.
Yeah.
I would give anything to be the announcer today.
Yeah.
But I did 9 seasons for women's basketball.
Oh, my land.
And I worked from 2005 until 2014.
How many natties in that time?
0.
0.
0. They didn't even, we would get as far as
Really
the Southwest, no, not the South. They were Big 12 by then. We would get as far as the Big 12 tournament. And that was about it. And they had a few NCAA appearances, but they weren't very good. We did not have the caliber of player that we have today.
Oh, yeah.
We had good players, but not
And a great
good
coach.
enough. Yeah, the only regret that I have is that the Austin audience was denied her 900th career win. We lost a game to Kansas because somebody didn't guard an inbounds pass, and that would have been her 900th win. It's like, oh my God,
man.
I am so deflated.
Insane.
So it was while I was doing basketball that a gentleman by the name of Spencer Kitley, who was a sports information director for volleyball and softball, asked if I would like to do volleyball and softball. And so I was a 3-sport man, actually 4, because I was also doing men's basketball as a backup to the women's basketball team. And then eventually I went to do men's basketball full time for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Heaven on earth.
Heaven on earth.
And so I quickly learned, have you been to volleyball matches? And
They're incredible.
they are
Yes.
incredible. And wow, what a crowd.
Yeah.
So the first night I did volleyball, I made an egregious mistake because I didn't know the sport that much.
No.
I didn't, but I knew enough to get the crowd inside. And so, I know that serving for set point means that the team that is serving to win the match.
Yeah.
And so I said serving for set point, blah, blah, blah. And then we missed. And so the ball went over to the other team, and I said serving for set point to the team that was losing. It's like, no, Rich, back away, don't get too excited. But I did, so I did women's basketball for 9 seasons. I did men's basketball full-time for 3. And then some lame brain had the idea that they wanted to replace me on men's basketball because they didn't want the same guy doing men's basketball who was doing women's basketball.
Oh.
Never mind the fact that Baylor, Tech, and OU have the same person, or at the time had the same person. And then I did volleyball for 12.
Wow.
And softball for 19.
Oh, man. Wow.
So I can say openly that I announced for a women's volleyball national championship team in 2012, 2013, and then our softball team in 2025.
That's
so
incredible.
I have been very blessed.
Wow.
I was actually happier to do softball than I was volleyball and basketball because over time I was straining my voice so much that it was taking me longer to recover after a match was over.
Oh,
So
right.
my throat would be a little bit sore, because you try to get you try to elevate your voice in the hope of making the fan elevate their voice.
Yes.
So that's why I had to cut back.
And it works.
So fun.
And it works.
I love that you.
We're volume people. We're like, we're very particular about who is telling us the story.
Yeah.
And we go into restaurants and bars and we're like, no, we need the volume. Okay, you're not going to play the right volume. We have to get it in our headphones.
Yeah.
We want to hear this guy.
Yeah.
For sure.
So now I
fun.
do Westlake
Yes.
volleyball and Westlake women's basketball.
How exciting.
My friend Joe Taylor, who is the voice of Westlake on their chat app, got me involved with volleyball and basketball, and they do really nice work over there. Eanes ISD School District are very nice people.
Oh, they are.
They've welcomed me.
I mean,
and
it's almost like a college.
Almost. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
Last year, the women's basketball team finished second in the state.
Wow.
So
So
and they're going to be
fun.
just as strong this year.
Yeah.
So, and this year I won't
Good.
have weather to say, no, I can't go to the tournament now because I have to be up at 3 a.m. on Saturday. And and that's another story. So I'm looking forward to doing the women. Well, I'm looking forward to doing both. I can't wait to get back behind the mic because I love, even though it's not the same sized crowd, they're still nice people, and
they're passionate. They love their
really
games.
do.
And
Yeah.
it's a fun energy there.
And I bet just like because you build those relationships with the athletes and the coaches and everything in the community, that's so lovely.
At first, I stayed away. I would only speak to the coach, but then the players started coming up to me and saying, "Thank you for what you do." It's like, okay, I appreciate you saying that. That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
It really does. It means a
It
lot
does.
when
You are
someone
the
recognizes what you do.
storyteller. You're the
Yeah.
storytellers.
and you connect the dots for the listener and the viewers. So
When sometimes people don't have video for it,
Right.
and so you become the storyteller.
Yeah.
that's true.
And I mean, technology can never do that.
No, not as much.
No,
that's
no.
for
The
sure.
passion behind it is so exciting.
And I am.
I mean, you can change. There's been people that report not from UT or Texas sports, but they'll report, and it's like you're so one-sided right now. I can't even. I'm mad at you.
yeah. But you have to do both sides. You have to do the whole game. You have
Yeah.
to be very balanced.
Yes, I do.
That's so
Especially in tournament time, because you cannot root openly for the team that you're
Mhm.
announcing for. You have to be, because sometimes there will not, for example, if the volleyball team in the postseason is playing, let's say there's at Buda High School or whatever the high school is down there, well, they will not provide an announcer. And so they need
to be neutral.
They need to be. Well, no, they just don't have anybody that wants to do it.
Oh,
So
wow.
then I get asked if I want to do it because the other school may not have one. It's too far for them to travel. So sure, I'll do it. But then you cannot be as biased as you are during the regular season. I can be up and up and up and up during the tournament. I have to be same voice for both teams.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So I keep it a
What a
little bit
talent.
elevated anyway. Well, thank you. But I keep it elevated anyway just because you don't want to be boring.
Right.
There are some announcers who remain neutral, who just sound like, toast, plain, instead of putting like jelly or butter or something, just to give it a little pizzazz. I just want to give it pizzazz because you also, at the same time, you want the crowd involved.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, I love
Wow.
that.
What a pro.
So it sounds like you were kind of torn between the weather world, taking you and making you wake up at 3 a.m. to do the weather. And how are you feeling about it? It seems like you are very happy with your retirement.
I was, the only part about waking up there are two negatives about waking up at 3 a.m. Not being able to be with your friends on a Friday night or a Saturday night.
Yeah.
And then the alarm goes off and it's like, oh my goodness. But then once you're up, you know where you're headed.
Yes.
And you know what there are people there that you want to see,
Yeah.
and you're doing something that you enjoy doing. I have loved doing the weather.
Yes.
I loved it more back in the day before people started being so rude on social media.
Tell me more.
If you miss a forecast, it's something people don't. Let me rephrase this. You do the best job you can in predicting the weather using the tools that you have and going with the information that's available to you. The one thing that you can't predict is the weather system. Is it going to move the same distance and the same time between point A and B and between point B and C? Sometimes it doesn't. Like there were days where I would forecast, okay, we started out with an overcast morning. It was just gray as gray can be. And you start seeing the clearing and you think, okay, well, the afternoon we'll see a little more sunshine. Some areas off to the east may not see it. And then the clearing stops at the lake. And you have no idea. I mean, I asked, it's like, it just happens. It just happens. And some people just don't understand that. I was not the beneficiary of too many of these criticisms, but a few of my teammates were.
Oh, Spencer got it.
Spencer would get it. David would get it. So I was a nobody because I was buried on the weekend.
He got heckled, like, even when he didn't report the weather that day, we would heckle him.
Oh my gosh.
But it got worse as time went on. People hide behind them. Yes, people hide behind that.
It's horrible.
And so that part I don't miss. I do miss the by-play. I do miss forecasting. I miss that a lot. But I don't miss the wake-ups.
Do you still forecast, though? Do you look at it for yourself and go?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Like if there's going to be, like we had yesterday, Sunday night, Monday, with all the rain that fell.
Yeah.
I was doing some forecasting and over that just to see how I matched up against my colleagues. And I have a tendency to post a little more when there's going to be nasty weather because people read it more. People have a tendency to pay more attention to the weather when there's going to be something potentially bad that will happen. They don't pay attention when we're on the air when there's going to be just a clear sunny day.
Yeah.
You know, in the fall, like, why should I even watch? The only question they have is, okay, what's the weather going to be at Darrell K. Royal on Saturday afternoon?
What am I wearing?
That's it. You know, do I need sunscreen? Well, yes, you do. You're going to need it whether the clouds are out or not.
Yeah.
So I like doing that. I still kind of do it. People ask me, a few people went online on my last day and said, well, we hope that you'll continue to post your forecast or post some updates when the weather is as unpredictable as it has a tendency to be here.
Yes, for sure.
Do you love watching the weather and the crazy weather storms?
Yes.
Are you passionate? I love weather.
We were watching. We knew that Sunday night, Monday morning was, especially the overnight, was going to be particularly wet because of the presence of a front and all that. It's like, oh, this is the part that I miss. I miss being in the studio when there is this happening. Yeah. So I kind of I don't have a studio set up at home. Didn't want to. You know. So I wasn't asked to do that because the weather people had to work in the studio during COVID.
Yeah. Right.
So I was
first responders.
Yes. So anyway, after 15 years of full time at Spectrum, or what I get Charter Communications, just called that, I left and went to retirement. That was the first retirement that I had.
Yeah.
And then Spencer called and he said, look, we need fill-in for a couple of weekends in October. Rosie Newberry had left to go to Studio 512, and they only had 3 people. And the girl that was doing weekend sometimes was asked to do weekend morning and weekend evening. Well, those 2 weekends, it was supposed to be the first weekend in October 2018 and the 4th weekend of 2018, and that turned into a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
Because the second girl ultimately would leave too.
Oh.
And went to Tampa. Her name is Natalie Ferrari. And so I was a part-time full-timer. And then they hired Kristen Curry, smart hire. They needed they had 3 guys, and then I was the 4th, and they needed to hire a female. They couldn't have 4 men. It would not have worked. They needed to hire, and she was so eminently qualified too. God, I love her.
Yeah.
And so she started full-time, and I went back to as needed fill-in. With my last official day then would have been on New Year's Eve 2020. So I left, and I didn't do much. I don't think I did much of anything there. And then in 2022, the news director gave me a call. She goes, "Would you consider being a fill-in for one of the Next Star stations in Texas?" And I said, "Depends on where it is." Because Next Star is the station that owns KXAN, or is the company that owns KXAN. And I said, "Where?" And she goes, "Wichita Falls." And I just bursted out laughing. And I said, "Oh my God,
I'm not going back.
No, I'm not going to do that." And she said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I worked there before." And I said, "The best thing that I can say about Wichita Falls today is that they have a restaurant called Pioneer that makes the best chicken fried steak that I've ever had."
Okay.
I said, "But I've noticed."
Have you been to Hays City?
Do they have a good chicken fried steak?
Oh, they do.
Okay. At what restaurant?
Hays City. It's called Hays City Store.
Okay.
It's delicious. It's not chopped. It's a steak.
Is it?
It's delicious.
Okay. I'll have to try that out. I have time to do it.
Yeah.
I said, "But I've noticed that Kristen and Sean have been filling in on your weekend morning." I said, "Is something wrong with Mark?" And she goes, "Well, we had to get rid of him, and we're looking for a replacement." And I said, "Well, how's that going?" She goes, "Well, we don't know. We have our candidate, but we don't know if he wants to come out of retirement to come back." And I said, "Well, who are you talking about?" I knew, but I wanted her to tell me. And she goes, "Well, you." She goes, "The team wants you back." I said, "I'm hanging up, and I'll be in your office in 15 minutes. And they didn't live that far. So I came over, we talked about it, and I went back to work full time for them until I decided that it was time for me to stop. I worked with a girl who a lot of your listeners may remember. Her name is Jayla Washington. And we had a great relationship. At first, it's like, my goodness gracious, she's 26, I'm 69, and I don't know how well this is going to work. Sassy. Very sassy, sassier than me, and very, very quick with the quip.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't know. And we hit it off well. We had a great relationship for 3 years. And so when she announced that she was leaving, first of all, I completely fell apart.
Oh.
But it also made it easier for me to make my departure.
Yeah.
And so I stuck around. I went in full retirement at the end of February, and then stuck around until they hired my replacement, because sometimes it takes the station a little bit too long to. Thanks.
Yes.
It takes a little bit too long for them to hire somebody because they're looking for just the right person. And then we did hire the second person. The first person turned down our job. She wanted to stay in Clarksburg, West Virginia. Gosh, only God knows why. But we hired Hannah, but she had a clause in her contract that said from the time she gave her notice, she had to stay 60 days. Hell of a contract clause. So she was not able to start until May, and then her first day was May the 24th. And that's how that all, that's my history.
That's how it played.
That is a great career.
Bravo. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I
for
love that
all
you're
your
still
service.
getting that kind of, you're your itch scratched with the Westlake,
Yeah.
still doing that.
So it became a little bit of a joke because I thought you were retired, and even people at the station would say, "Well, I thought you were retired." It's like I said I was going to help out. So now they are full of staff, and the only way that I would work again is if 3 people got sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You're still willing.
I'm still willing. But this time you get to pick and choose the spots.
You get to cherry pick.
It's like, yeah, I'll come in and I'll work a midday shift. I don't have you have to be up until 8:30, 9 o'clock. Can you come in and work a morning shift? Well, do I really want to get up at 3 a.m. or at 1:30 a.m. or at 4:30 a.m.? I don't know. But I would for them because the company took very good care of me.
Oh, good. Bravo.
They were.
It's like family. It's like a family.
Yes.
It's very much family.
Oh my gosh.
It's why I'm glad that they are so involved in the community. And if I can shill for them right now.
Do it.
July the 10th is when KXAN is hosting, or for lack of a better phrase, the annual summer fan drive to benefit family elder care. And that's a whole it's so different ballgame. Oh yeah. Can I talk about that?
Yes,
absolutely.
Please.
So Family Elder Care is an organization that benefits the older population, because the older people is generally underserved, and so they advocate for senior citizens and other people as well. I can't remember when the first fan drive was. I just don't know, because I don't think I was here at the time. But the first time I ever did the fan drive was in 2019. Now, I understood the reason for the fan drive had everything to do with the intense heat that plagues the city from, let's just say, the end of May through June, and especially July and August, with those relentless triple-digit days.
Yes.
In retirement, I have been over there 3 or 4 days a week for 4 hours at a time, helping with intake for people that come to the office or phone needing a fan. I now have even a greater understanding of the need for these fans. A lot of people can't afford the utility bill, and because of that, they won't run their AC. Sometimes they don't run it at all, so the box fans help them out.
Yeah.
There was a point 2 weeks ago on my first day there, because I took a week off and just did nothing. And then I went to work. I went to do my volunteer starting on the 2nd of June, where we were able to give each family 3 fans. And then the second week I was there, because we were running so low, we were down to 2. And 2 days later, we can only give them 1. Well, I was there today, and we are able to give them 2 again, because we're getting more fans in, and we'll get another load, I think either tomorrow or Thursday. So we're able to give them a little bit more. But the people are so grateful just to know that they have someone who cares about them.
It is very sweet.
So I will put in a pitch that our drive is going to be on July the 10th.
Okay.
We are looking to raise as much money and collect as many fans as possible. We'll be collecting fans at KXAN. We'll be collecting fans at the Roger Beasley auto dealer sites, one in South Austin, one in Leander, one in Georgetown, and I think the one on Research. And so anybody that wants to, we would ask that you drop a fan off, or 2 fans or 3, dig deep into your pocket, give until it feels good, not until it hurts, because you're providing somewhat adequate cooling, because nobody should go without during
It's too hot. It's too hot.
It really is.
It's too critical.
And how do people sign up if they need a fan? Do they go through the Family Elder Care?
Family Elder Care's website will give them all the information that they need. The office is at 1700 Rutherford Lane, which is not too far from here, essentially near 35 and Cameron. We're open from 9 to 4 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and 9 to 12 on Friday. We'll be closed this Friday, the 19th, because of Juneteenth. but we will be open for the rest of the week from 9 until 4.
That's so lovely. I love that.
Do you know how many fans y'all give out or how many families y'all help annually?
I don't.
Guess.
I wouldn't want to make a guess because the guess would probably would be way off. But I know myself, I have already talked to 300 people in the 2.5 weeks that I have been there. There's not much of a language barrier because we deal with both, every ethnicity. I use Google Translate to try to communicate with people as best as I possibly can.
Yeah.
I've done about 4 or 5 different languages, but I'm becoming a little more proficient in Spanish.
Nice.
That's amazing.
But they laugh at me. People, they think it's just cute. I can do uno momento, por favor, because that's pretty easy. Buen dia.
Uno más bartender.
But they understand and they're very patient with me as long as, I'll speak into the phone, show it to them. Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
So we're, the intake form, it only takes about 10 minutes, 5 if you're not doing the Google Translate, but we're able to get them what they need, and that's the most important.
Are y'all
thing.
serving Travis County or Central
Travis,
Texas?
Williamson. I think we serve about a 15, maybe even more county area. We have satellite locations in Bastrop, Leander, Georgetown.
Oh my land!
Down in Hayes County, a few in Travis County, Bastrop. I think I already mentioned that. And I think out in the hill country. So it's not just Austin and Travis County that we serve.
That is incredible.
What a lovely way to be part of a community and to help our fellow citizens over here.
Well,
give all the deets.
One of the things that KX, like I said, the KXAN does, and I've been doing volunteer work for as long as I've been in broadcast, because, people are watching, you need to give something back. And you just don't give it back once a year. You give it back as often as you possibly can.
Yes.
And if you don't, you're selfish.
Yeah.
If you can't find an hour or 2 hours in your day to help someone who needs your help, what does that say about you? It doesn't say much. My mom instilled that in me. 'Tis better to give than to receive.
Right.
So.
Right.
You live it.
Yes, I walk the walk.
You walk the walk.
I just don't tell you, hey, we have this fan drive and show up and maybe we'll put you on TV. No, we need you to show up and we need you to understand that the heat is worse, the utility bills are higher, rent is higher, food is high. Oh, yes. I hate the humidity. Food is higher. We just need you to dig a little bit deeper into your pocket this year. And if you gave us maybe 5 fans this year, maybe you can give us 6 or 7 or 10.
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah, just take a break from Starbucks for a little bit, and then that'll be enough to go.
You just freaked out several people. Starbucks! I can't live without it!
I can't.
Well.
Yeah. Hey, tell us about your softball life.
Yeah.
I used to play it. When I moved to Austin, I didn't know that there was a gay softball league. I have a friend named Ramiro Rangel who I call Ram. You know Ram?
We all know Ram.
Yeah.
Everybody.
We love Ram.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh, his social media is the best.
I will let him know you said that. Ram and I have been friends since 2005. We met at a friend's house during the NCAA basketball tournament. And we just got into this conversation and he said, do you play softball? And I said, well, not anymore because 2 bad knees, a bad shoulder, and age. Mm-hmm. Well, he said, well, show up at Craig Field on Sunday. I'll introduce you to my friends. And I joined his team. Ted Burton, Darren Upchurch, Greg Thomas, Ram, and a few other people. We were a B team called the Bat Boys. I was the third base coach and the scorebook person. They only let me play if we were playing a very, very bad team, and then they only let me catch. So I was with that team until they dissolved in 2009 or 2010, and then I was with other teams up until recently. Eventually, I was the secretary of the league for 8 years and the assistant commissioner for 4.
Oh, good.
They wanted me to run for commissioner in 2020. I can't remember what year. And I said, no, I can't do that because you have to be nice to people.
We've had your commissioner on the podcast.
Who's that? Which
Amy.
one? Amy. Oh, Torres.
Yeah.
Yes, and she's doing a great job too. I like Amy.
Yes.
She's been around in the league for many, many years, but I did not want to be the commissioner because it's like
a lot
too
to deal
much.
The news director. No, thank you.
No, thank
People
you.
have a lot of opinions.
in gay softball. Ultimately,
but Benita's shared stories.
oh, I'm sure she has several of them, and I like when Benita tells the story because she doesn't leave anything on.
Oh no,
Her details are so accurate.
She has great recall.
She does.
She does.
So now I don't have an active involvement in Softball Austin anymore, but I do in the national organization.
Oh, lovely.
Where I am able to incorporate my broadcast ability.
Yay!
In 2013 at a national meeting in D.C., a gentleman came up to me and he goes, are you interested in perhaps ever doing live stream of the event, of the games?
Yeah.
And I said, how so? And he goes, to do the announcing, to be the announcer, not the public address announcer, but the play-by-play announcer. And I said, sure. Knowing that probably nothing was going to happen until 2019, where the same guy said, hey, we've started this company. He lived in San Diego, and there were 2 of them. And he goes, we've started this company, and there is I don't know if Benita has told you, in the softball league, there are several division levels based on skill, A, B, C, D, E.
Yeah.
And then the women's division has the same have the same threshold. And the upper division has a tournament usually around Memorial Holiday weekend called the Naga Cup. Naga, now called iPride, when they changed their name. We're going to Denver. Would you be interested? Can you get off and come to Denver and announce for us? And it's like, oh God, yes. So we went to Denver and we were spoiled. They had their own little press box set up where you can look down on the field and you had a great sight line. And so I've been doing that for them since 2019. So the guy has given, my friend's name is Roman, and he has given me the moniker, the voice of gay softball. So we didn't go to the Naga Cup this year because they had it in Tampa. Nobody really wanted to go to Tampa, but don't tell anybody that I said that because of the weather. It's like, God, we kept hoping that they wouldn't ask us to go because, every time you go to do a tournament in Tampa or in Houston, you are likely going to run into either a rain delay or a lightning delay.
Yeah.
And they are so
annoying.
Yeah. So we didn't go to Tampa, but in August, we're going back to Columbus, Ohio for the 3rd time. Columbus is a great place to go to do a softball tournament because they have one complex which has 35 fields that you're not having to leave this field to drive 20 miles to get to that field and then another 30 miles to go to another field to see your friend play. You can just stay at the same complex.
Oh, that's great.
So we are all excited about that.
That's exciting.
And so that'll be my annual vacation.
How fun.
People say, well, where do you go? I only go to softball tournaments. I'm not a good traveler. I'm a horrible tourist. I'm a horrible tourist.
May I ask if you could commentate for any sport past or in the future, any event, what would it be? Or Ben?
I wish I had been the PA announcer the night that the volleyball team won the national championship.
Yeah, that would have been
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
When I was their announcer, because they've won a couple since, but I am not announcing for them anymore. But when I was the announcer, I would have liked to have been. I think we were in Louisville for the championship in 2012, and I would have loved to have been announcing that game. And this is a twofold. I would have
course.
loved to have been in Oklahoma City 2025 when our softball team won the national championship.
Yes.
I think I cried more then than I did after the volleyball team won because we knew that the volleyball team was just packed. But the fact that we were able to win a championship in a conference and an NCAA sanctioned event where Oklahoma was vanquished. That was probably more exciting. So I would have liked to have been the announcer.
Yeah,
then.
that would have been
Oh,
awesome.
fun.
I love that.
I still, but to this day, my favorite event was a match that the volleyball team played against Illinois. It was during the playoff, and I think it was the same year that we won the championship. And the gym was loud. I mean, you could almost see the walls moving.
Yeah.
That's how loud they got. This is why I'm glad. I think there's a move afoot to get them over at Moody, but you go to a match at Gregory Gym, and it's just
It's electrifying.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
But eventually, like I said, you wear your voice out trying to get as loud as the fans are getting.
Yeah.
But it was a reward.
It is.
Wow.
Reward.
Have you ever thought of doing the beach volleyball?
I asked, but I was told they had someone else to do that. But that would be nice because I know a couple of the players who. Well, I do. I know two of the players who play on UT because they played for Westlake. A girl by the name of Katie Hashman and a girl by the name of Lily Davis. Both outstanding players when I announced for them at Westlake. So I would love to do that, yes. And plus, one of my former coworkers at KXAN does some announcing on TV. Her name is Brianna Hollis. And she does some announcing for the volleyball because that's her passion. She loves volleyball. But I did ask, I did inquire, but they already had somebody else to do it. Yeah.
How fun! How fun!
Wow.
I mean,
I love all
great,
that.
beautiful life. And you're friends with Ram. I call him the king of the gays in Austin.
Really?
Yeah.
And so
I have friends that move here. They're like, who do I hang out with? I'm like, you call Ram.
Call Ram.
Yeah.
Ram knows the entire world.
Connect
He
you.
does.
They will connect it.
Yeah. He and I have, like I said, he and I have been friends now. It's a little more than 21 years. And we were supposed to have lunch today, but he's a little bit under the weather. So he said, I'm on an antibiotic and I don't feel so good. Can we go another time? And I said, well, you keep putting this off. Are you trying to avoid me? But yes, Ram is a very, very dear friend of mine.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's such a great circle of people.
I'm trying to talk him into getting on the same flight to Columbus, Ohio that I'm on.
That would be
Nice.
great.
Yeah, we have flown together to various softball tournaments. Most of them have been in Vegas. Which I go to in every January for what they call the Sin City Classic.
Yes.
So, but he's a great guy.
Yes.
Can't wait to tell him that we talked.
I know. I love him. We did mortgages together back in the day.
Have you had him on?
Not yet. He's a busy guy.
Well, I'll make him unbusy.
Thank
Good,
you.
thank
That would be
you.
lovely. We would love to have
love
Ram
to.
on. His picture, his social media, when he starts singing and dancing, I'm just like, I can't. I love it. I love
He
it so
does a
much.
great job of that. I told
He
him you're
does.
missing your call and
I
like you
know,
should you can be
seriously.
TikTok famous. You could leave the bank.
Yeah,
There you
he
go.
could. He could.
There you go.
He could have his own show.
I have a question.
Yeah.
While you're not doing all this incredibleness, where do you like to go around town? Like, where are your favorite,
what's your haunts?
your haunts, your restaurants, music, whatever?
Well, Antone's.
Mm-hmm.
And when my friend is performing there, I like to go to the Saxon pub. My favorite restaurants are no longer around.
I know.
You know, I was a big patron of East Side Cafe over on Manor Road
Yes.
because of the fresh garden, you know, the
I loved
vegetable
that.
garden. It's
Mhm.
like, oh my God, that's gone. I think that was probably the place that I loved to going more than anywhere else.
Yeah.
So and I was a big fan of Hoover's.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's closed
It's
now.
closed.
Threadgill's was always popular. They made
Oh
a
my
good
gosh,
chicken fried
yes.
steak. Everything
Yes.
is, you know.
Fun.
So now I have a tendency to like Juliet's.
Good one.
I like going to Eddie V's.
Yeah.
Or there's one on Third and Colorado, which used to be on Fifth Street. I love it so much I can't even remember the name right now. But they make a great shrimp cocktail and a lobster bisque.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it. Isn't that awful? The mind is a terrible thing to waste.
It is a terrible thing to waste.
I like to go to Barton Springs.
Yes.
Nice.
That's always a nice hangout. It's just so mellow there. I stayed away for a while because there was a day that I went over there and I was sitting and I thought, why am I itching all of a sudden? And there was an ant bed that I did not see.
Oh, no.
So I stayed away for a little bit, but I like to frequent that, especially during the week when there are not as many people.
Exactly.
You know,
Yes.
My one
It is a dream.
Yeah. My one bucket list is to do the polar plunge on January 1st.
Agreed.
Yes.
Well,
So I'd like to be able to do that. It just depends on the time of the year. I like to walk.
Yes.
But again, on days like this, you'll find me inside watching movies.
Yes.
Because I want to make sure that I get the maximum benefit of my retirement.
Absolutely.
Eventually, I'll find another nonprofit to help at some point. When I just feel like I want to do it again, I may.
Well, softball is a nonprofit.
Well, yes.
So you're
doing the good work.
You're doing the good work.
I do kind of miss my involvement in the local league. I usually will keep up with Benita's team.
Yes.
Do you know Brian Cash?
Oh yes,
So
yeah.
Brian is
They
a
all
good
came out to left field baseball.
Yeah.
And we
they
met all
did.
that they did.
Okay, so I have to come out to left field baseball.
You
How can so I need to buy.
do.
So tell me how I need to get a ticket to the game.
Not necessarily, but
Oh.
yes, if you ask Coach Jimmy, yes, you need a ticket to the game.
Coach, which coach?
We call him Coach Jimmy. Slosh.
Oh,
Schlossie.
Schlossnagel. That coach. Jimmy.
Jimmy wants you to buy a ticket.
Yeah. We call him Coach
Yes, they
Jimmy.
all want you to buy tickets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So buy a ticket.
Buy a ticket if you want to, but you don't have to.
Yeah, we're outside the fence.
Yeah, we're outside the
In the Yeti yard?
We're right next to the Yeti yard, just a little
We've been
down.
there way before the Yeti
Yeah.
yard.
Are you inside the stadium?
No.
So it's kind of like softball then,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Where they're-
Same.
How the fans are
Same,
standing
same.
up on the behind. Yeah.
We're not on the buses. We're the rowdy group.
Yeah.
We're
No, the buses
rowdy.
are on the first base side. I know that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I always knew that. Okay.
We're the bad kids.
They played.
No, we're all like the players' parents.
Do I need to
hang
bring
out.
beer?
You can. Bring what you want to drink.
Or a sparkling water?
That's
Sparkling
right.
water,
Not
whatever you
beer
want to
because I'm not
drink.
supposed to
There's
have beer.
plenty of Fireball.
Oh, okay. Food.
It's like sometimes,
Yeah, a lot of times
sometimes
that's picked
the
up a lot.
parents do like
Or our friends.
bring in
People
food
they'll
and
have like
just,
a crawfish boil.
Do you go to every game?
as
we
many as we
try
can
to go
Yeah.
to as many as possible. There's seasons when we've been better.
Yeah.
But we try to go as many. I
And
really
we try
love the
to
Tuesday
travel.
games
Yeah.
and the Sunday games.
You do? You travel with them?
We try to do 2 or 3 travel games. Yeah.
Where have you gone?
Usually the Houston
series,
and
a
then,
big one.
Yeah.
Jody's been to Omaha.
Yeah.
Um,
And then there's been some like
to Houston.
just little trips like to LSU if there's a series over there. We'll go
Yeah.
because we have a lot of family in
LSU.
Baton Rouge and things.
So you'll
That
be
was
watching
fun.
tonight.
Oh heck yeah!
We are watching tonight.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. Okay, we got to find out. Has 3 big loves?
Yes. What are your
th-
biggest loves? Your mad loves?
3 big loves.
You mean people?
Oh,
Or
sure.
people, places, animals, things,
Oh.
activities, you name it.
Well,
We know family, friends. We know that.
so
Yeah.
those don't count.
Those don't count.
Implied.
Implied.
But feel free
So
to
I
shout
can't-
them out. Feel free to shout them out.
I'm going to shout out my niece Jennifer, who she and her husband Orrin had their first child
Oh.
back on April the 9th,
Oh.
and her name is Lily.
Oh, I love that name.
And okay, so I'm going to say that the loves of my life are my niece, my nephew, and their children, and their spouses, and my sister.
Yes.
Favorite city is Columbus, Ohio.
Wow.
Because of how chill it is there. Sometimes in the winter, it's very chill.
Yeah.
But I enjoy going there because it's very laid back.
Nice. I love that.
Softball is my second love, and announcing is my third.
Oh.
I'm like I said, I'm not a good tourist. Like, I can go to Washington once and say, yeah, I saw the monument, and I saw the Lincoln Memorial, and I saw this, and I saw that. But give me a softball tournament any weekend, and I'm thrilled. Just, whether I'm announcing, whether I'm participating as a coach. Like, I know that Benita may need, no, she won't need me because her other team didn't make it this year. But,
Face.
but she might. Benita, if you're listening, I'm available to help you before we start announcing on Friday. So I'm going out. I'm going to go make it a full trip because the Hall of Fame dinner is going to be on that Sunday, and some of my friends are being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
That's wonderful.
So it's time for me to nominate Ram because he's been in the league long enough to be nominated. But
Absolutely.
he's got to come up with some good material for me because I can't do it. I can put the nomination together, but you need to help me.
Yes.
Ram will be he'll be an easy nominee.
Team Ram.
Absolutely. Go, go, go.
Team Ram.
I bet Benita can help us well.
I think I just got a little emotional because I was thinking you've gotten to live the loves of your lives. You've gotten to experience
I've been
these
very
things.
lucky.
So it's lovely.
I never thought that weather would give me the satisfaction of having done something that would be on the same level of sports.
Yes.
It never has disappointed me that I made a little bit of a detour.
Yes.
Because I was still able to do the one thing that was important, and that was to communicate something to the general public. And I have been very fortunate to have been able to not only do the weather, but to have my hand in some aspect of sports that allowed me to continue the real thing that I wanted to do. So I'm very grateful for everything that I've had handed to me, and I wish there had been a few things that I had done differently. But
you should have had a different roommate.
Yes. Who knows how long I would have been at KXAN if that hadn't happened. But you look back at that and you rebound from it, and you know this, and this is one of those things that you get a little bit of an ego when you say, well, I survived and I wound up with my career in Austin, and you went to Tyler, Texas. Nothing wrong with Tyler.
Burn.
But it's not Austin.
Well, Rich, this has been such a gift to us.
Well, thank you.
I could sit and listen to you all day.
Your voice is
it's
so...
like the thing I love about...
Can I just tell you one thing because you just said that?
Yeah.
Amy told me one day, she goes, what I would really love, this was back, many years ago, and she just honored me when she said this, I would really love if you were the voice that woke me up of my alarm clock.
Yes.
Well, I would just like you to commentate my life.
Yeah.
like a voiceover.
You'd be like, there she is drinking again.
It's like Ed TV.
She's popped another brewski. And now she has that look of satisfaction. She has that,
Oh my God, I just want to send you like a whole script of things.
Do it. I'll record it, and you will have fun with it.
Oh my God, that'd be so great.
So funny.
Thanks for letting me come in and talk to you.
Please come in anytime. Any plugs on softball. We're huge fans.
And when we send it out, share this with all your friends.
Can you share a little bit more about the fan drive?
Yes, we will.
As you go through the next couple of weeks.
Everywhere.
We will plug it.
And tag us on everything, anything marketing it. If you post anything, tag us.
And we can pull it off the website.
I'm not as proficient as Ram is about that, but I will. I'll let you.
We will definitely plug.
You'll send me the link, and I can post the link to this on. I only do Facebook and Insta.
That's great.
And I don't do X. I don't do X because I got
canceled.
Well, no, I didn't get canceled. I got hacked. Not once, but twice.
Oh, great. That's
and it's like, that's enough. I mean, my passwords were too intricate for anybody to steal, but nope. You know what? Somebody did. But this has been really fun for me.
Oh my
I
God, what a
I thank you.
treat. You were a joy.
Benita, thank you too.
Benita. Big thank you to Benita.
We love Benita.
Yes, we love
her
Benita
so
too.
much. She's such a love.
All right, well, let's go take a picture and we're
Okay.
going to sign out. Texas.
Yeehaw!